Today we are going to learn about Mountbatten Plan, clashes, and its acceptance by the Muslim League and the Congress Party. Before going to the lesson, we can mark the syllabus for this lesson. Lesson number 10. The first one, Mountbatten Plan, its clashes and acceptance by the Congress and the Muslim League. The second one, only the clashes of Indian Independence Act of 1947. The Mountbatten Plan. The Congress and the League could not work together for long. The Muslim League stepped up its demand for Pakistan. Jinnah said this way, "We shall resist anything that militates against the Pakistan demand." Compelled by the situation so created, Mr. Attlee, the British Prime Minister, announced on February 20, 1947 in the House of Commons that Britain would withdraw from India and transfer the power to the responsible Indians by 30th June 1948. Even if the Indian leaders failed to come to an agreement by that time, the British would withdraw and hand over the power to some form of central government or the provincial governments in India. It would not accept the forcing of unwilling provinces into a united Indian government. For the purpose of taking necessary steps in that direction, the Lord Wavell was recalled and Lord Mountbatten was appointed as a new viceroy to India. The Lord Mountbatten assumed the office on March 24, 1947. The Lord Mountbatten found that it was difficult to solve the deadlock between the two parties, Congress and the Muslim League. The Mountbatten was realized that the cabinet mission plan was unworkable and the partition of India was inevitable. So we have to go for the transferring the power without any delay to the Indians. Lord Mountbatten put his plan for the partition of India before the big seven leaders, Nehru, Patel, Kripalani, Jinnah, Liaquat Ali, Nishadar and Baldev Singh. The Congress accepted the plan and Jinnah undertook to do his utmost to make the plan work. The plan was announced on 3rd June 1947. On the same day, Gandhi said, "I repeat that the division of India can only do the harm to the country's future." Now we can study about the main points of this Mountbatten plan. The first one, the partition. The partition of the two provinces called Bengal and Punjab. The partition of Bengal and Punjab was proposed provided that legislative assemblies of the two provinces decided in the favor of partition, which means that these two assemblies already they have decided that to go for partitioning their place, Bengal and Punjab. The second point is the existing constituent assembly would continue to work, but the constitution framed by it would not apply to Pakistan. So existing means already there is a one constituent assembly was framed for our India. The existing constituent assembly would continue to work, but the constitution framed by it would not apply for Pakistan, which means that already there is one constituent assembly was framed for our India that will not be applied for Pakistan. A separate constituent assembly will be framed or would be constituted for those part of India which decided in the favor of partition. The third point under the Mountbatten plan is Sindh. The Legislative Assembly of Sindh was to make its own decision at a special meeting, which means that the Sindh Legislative Assembly they will call for the special meeting. In that special meeting they will decide to where to join, either India or Pakistan. In that meeting they will decide whether to go Pakistan or India. The fourth point is Northern Western Frontier Province. In the Northern Western Frontier Province, the referendum was to be held to decide the future of the province. So, meaning of this referendum, there is a special voting will be conducted in this place. Through the vote, they will decide where to join, either India or Pakistan. The district of Silket. The Muslim majority district of Assam, Silket, was to decide by the referendum whether it would join with East Bengal or remain in Assam, which means that there is a voting will be conducted in the place called Silket, and through the vote they will decide where to join, either with India or Pakistan. Sixth one, princely states. As regards with the princely states, the treaties with them would come to an end, which means that whatever treaties so far signed with the princely states, that will come to an end, and they would be free to associate themselves with either of the dominion or to remain independent, which means they can join either of the dominion, means either India or Pakistan, or they can remain independent also. Seventh one, a boundary commission. The Mountbatten Plan provided the creation of boundary commission to create the boundary for two dominion, which mean India and Pakistan. So this boundary commission will frame the boundary for the India as well as Pakistan. Relations between the two dominions. It was for the two dominions to decide what relation they would have with British Commonwealth and with each other. So this point will explain that these two new dominion called India and Pakistan, they can decide by themselves what kind of relation they want to have with British Commonwealth as well as each other, India and Pakistan also. The last point from Mountbatten Plan is transfer of power. The Mountbatten Plan was ended with the declaration that the transfer of power would take place not in June 1948 but much earlier than that. The British Parliament also passed an act for the transfer of power before the August 15, 1947. Acceptance by the League and the Congress. Plan for the partition of India was accepted by both parties. The plan was first accepted by the Muslim League on 10th June. The later All India Congress also they accepted the plan on 15th June 1947. The no Congress leaders liked this idea of partition, but for them there is no option in front of them. So that's why the Congress leaders also accepted this plan to go for partitioning the country. Now we are going to study the very important topic from this lesson. Why did Congress accept the Mountbatten Plan or the partition of India? The historical pronouncement was received with mixed feelings by the public. The nationalists deplored the partition of India, while the Muslims of the League were not fully satisfied with the way the Pakistan was divided, but they accepted the plan for partition. All India Congress Committee accepted the Mountbatten Plan because, according to the Maulana Azad, Congress had no other alternative. Now we can study about why the Congress party accepted this Mountbatten Plan or partition of India. The first one, communal rights, had taken the serious stand as a result of direct action day by the Muslim League. The large scale of communal rights that engulfed the whole country convinced all that only solution to the communal problem lay in the partition of India. In the words of Sardar Patel, refusal of the demand for Pakistan will amount to dividing our country or our India into so many Pakistans. The second reason, the League had joined the interim government. Interim means temporary government. there is a temporary government was framed by Indians in the year 1946. So League had joined the interim government to obstruct, not to cooperate. Experience of working with the League. Already they had the experience with the Muslim League. So experience of working with the League had convinced or realized the Congress that it could not have joint administration with the League. The third one, the only alternative to partition was a federation with a weak center. A smaller India with a strong central authority was better than bigger state with a weak center. The fourth one, the leaders or our leaders of India felt that the partition would ride off constitution of separate electorates and other undemocratic procedures. India could even evolve the truly secular and democratic politics. The last one, the leaders of India or the Congress leaders, they felt that further delay in the transfer of power could find our India in the midst of civil war. These are the 5 reasons were responsible why the Congress party accepted the partition plan or the Mountbatten plan. Thank you children for watching this video. Next class I will come with another topic.